but I have to replant it. I'm gonna tell you what I did. These are mushrooms, mushroom substrate. I'm going to show you all the babies. We did get the eggs into the incubator. And when I was doing it, I was like, this is a bad idea. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today we are setting up the baker's rack. So I know this is not necessary, but I really wanted to make sure that my mushrooms will have the humidity that they need. These are mushrooms, mushroom substrate. And yes, they are already in plastic bags. I did not put plastic over the top of it because that's where I'm going to spray my water. This won't be up this high most of the time. It'll be down, but I have to replant it. I'm gonna tell you what I did. Most of the time, this is what it's gonna look like over here. So artificial lighting, no real direct sunlight, and it will be humidity in there. I will spray. There's plastic around the front, back, sides, and at the bottom. The top is open, and that's where I'll spray water at. So I got oyster mushrooms and I got lion's mane mushrooms. I plan to cook with the oysters and I plan to dry the lion's mane to make capsules whenever they grow. I have 4 more coming. I think 2 oyster and I don't know. So I have 4 more coming, so I'm excited about that. And I got a grow kit from Bootstrap Farmer. So when those come, we're gonna do one of those in the Bootstrap Farmer tray, which is exciting to me because the Bootstrap Farmer tray has the dome and everything already on it. So I'm excited about that. Whatever mushrooms I don't use fresh, I am going to dry them because I want to keep them. I absolutely love mushrooms. So what are we doing? We are going to replant this. So let me tell you what I did. And we're gonna replant this one too. These are both from Let Pot. This is a older model. This is a newer model. It also has like the screen on it, so it's pretty cool. The night that I originally set those up, more than a week ago, I did not have any distilled water. And so instead of me running to get distilled water, I just bought some water to boil on the stove. But then, and I knew I shouldn't have, but then I planted them out with the hot water in there. So I'm sure it just ruined the seeds because nothing germinated. So we're going to replant those. Oh, by the way, we did get the eggs into the incubator, and that's actually a full incubator now. So I'm excited about that. We are at 100. We're at 53 here. I'd like to be at 50, but it kind of moves around throughout the day. Between 45 and 55 is fine for incubating quail eggs. So we're not going to worry about that. As long as we don't go above 55 or under 45, I'm not going to worry about it. So what am I planting in these? This one down here, we're doing tomatoes. We're doing a miniature tomato. We're doing a miniature sunflower. We are doing basil, cilantro, and there was one other thing. Oh, lettuce. That's what we're putting in the one down there. And then the one up here is gonna be all lettuce. So let's get to it, y'all. Now, here's the thing. I did find some fertilizer downstairs, but it said that it was, I can't remember how long it said it lasts, but it's not, I don't think it's any good. So we're still more than likely, or maybe we'll use some of the fertilizer from the company and then some of the comfrey tea. Maybe we'll use the comfrey tea in one and the fertilizer from the company from the other one. I think that would be a good trial run to see, you know, if there's any difference and if the comfrey tea works at all. So now I have to go back through my seed packets to get these seeds out. But I knew, and these seeds are not correct. This definitely says tomatoes on it, and this has everything in it. So this is me not putting my stuff back where it belongs. So let's see. All right, the tomato that we're gonna do is called an orange het. There is a dwarf sunflower seed that I like to put in here. And I actually planted them in the garden in the summer, so they were pretty, but my seeds are all over the place, so it's really no telling where they are. Let me look for this sunflower. It could be anywhere. Oh my goodness, this is a good time to get yourself back organized. That's a tall sunflower, that ain't it. Ah, found it. It's called a Sunspot Dwarf Cola. We're gonna put some cilantro seeds in it and just some normal Genovese sweet basil. Then we just need to find the lettuce. So let's see, that would be in my cold hardy leafy That's where it should be. So we're gonna do some red romaine and some Paris Allen cos. That's all we're gonna plant in there. I did get, I think, sunflowers last year. I did get tomatoes last year. I really do like growing inside. I'm excited about that. And this year we're adding mushrooms to the mix. We love that. Like I said, I don't think I needed that plastic. I just thought, you know, that would be a good way to make sure that the humidity stayed in there, even though they're in the bag. Because what I've seen people do, and I have nowhere to set up like an indoor greenhouse. Like at this point, I am bursting at the seams. So that's what I decided to do. And now the other ones that I get, I'm going to use the Bootstrap Farmer mushroom kit for some of, well, probably for like 2 of them, and then the others I'm just gonna grow straight out. So we'll have 3 ways to see, like, does it matter if I cover it with that plastic? I don't think it will. I just wanted to do it. Does it matter if I have it in a grow dome? I don't know. We're gonna find out. I'm very new to growing mushrooms. I did grow one of the box mushrooms one time. That was pretty cool. Like, that was pretty cool. As I understand it, these bags can be used more than one time, so that's also cool. I think the one that was in the box could be used more than one time. Someone left a comment and told me that, but I saw it after I already threw it away. So there's that. All right, let's get to planting. I'm super excited to get this stuff planted and actually get it growing, because that was absolutely my fault. And when I was doing it, I was like, this is a bad idea. You should not be planting it in this hot water. But I did it anyway. And so real quick, this is the oyster mushroom. You see I cut an X in this one. This is what the young man told me who I purchased it from. He said for the oyster mushrooms, cut an X. He said for the lion mane, just cut a few slits across it. And so that's what I did. So for mushrooms, they need the moisture, they need humidity, they need air, and they need light. And so I think that I have given them all of that over here, and I'm very hopeful that we grow some lion's mane mushroom. I want a lot of lion's mane mushroom. Like I said, I have 4 more bags coming. We're gonna follow these. I am very, very excited about that. But we're gonna follow them through this growing process. And you know what I want? I want another stand. I need to try to find another stand. But I guess if I can find space for a stand, I can find space for a little grow tent. We gonna figure this out. Right, so let's get started on this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this light up. It's a very high light. I have done a video on this before. I will link it, but this light goes way up. That's not even all the way up, right? Okay, so the whole thing with these is there's water in here. This one has a motor in it. It also can auto fertilize and all of that stuff. I really don't use that, but there is a watering bottle down here and it has a cord in it. And so when I do want to use it, I can. But the fact that I have to boil water at this point because I still haven't gone to the store, we're not worrying about that. So there are, I think, 21 holes in this. But if you don't want to use all of the holes, they have these little blackout things so that the light doesn't come down and get to the water, which could cause some algae. So the basic thing of this is it has these little cups and then the grow medium. So you have the cup, you have the grow medium. The grow medium has a hole in it, and you just drop your seeds down in it. It's really that simple. And then you have these little tops that act as like humidity domes so that the seed can germinate. The way I have mine set up this year is I have 2 tomatoes in the back. I'm going to do 2 sunflowers on the side. I'm going to do basil in these 2, lettuce here, and cilantro in the front. That's how I had it set up, but you know, now we got to redo this because I wasn't patient. The true story is I wasn't patient. I did not feel like waiting. I just wanted to hurry up and get them set up. We're gonna go ahead and drop, whoa, that on the floor apparently. Sunflower in there. This has been set up, this counts how many days. So this has been set up for 11 days. It doesn't take 11 days for your seeds to germinate in these. In my experience, I've never had to wait 11 days. So we like I said, I put them in that hot water. And it was a bad idea. So now we're just gonna reseed. it's no different from not getting germination outside. So we're reseeding all of these. Now this seed is not looking good, so let's switch it out. And you just drop it down in the hole. All right, and then I just drop my humidity domes back over top of it. This gives off heat. The light gives off heat too, so that is a plus. Because you know with seed germination, you need heat. You don't need light. Whoa, I dumped every seed I had in my hand. I am gonna put 2 tomato seeds in here. When they come up, then I would just thin it to 1. It's really no different. Yep, tomatoes planted. All right, next we're gonna go in with the cilantro in these 2. Now these cilantro seeds are kind of old, so I'm gonna do 2. They're not kind of old, they're very old. I got these cilantro seeds when I was still doing seed swaps. Cilantro in, basil next. These basil seeds are also old. They were from when I was seed swapping as well. Got those in. And then we're gonna do some lettuce in here. We're gonna do both of the lettuces in here. And I'm actually gonna put 3 seeds in this one. Oh, I said I was gonna do both and then I put saying, it's okay, we'll do all green lettuce down here. I was just moving. So it didn't take long. And the reason I didn't plant out all the holes, for one, is because that seed fell on the side. For one is because the tomatoes, even though they are dwarf, they're still gonna get pretty big, and they would have shaded out things beside them. The same thing with the sunflowers. They're gonna get pretty big and shade things out. And so as a way to make sure I actually get those harvests, I decided not to plant in all the holes. The basil would also shade things out. We will come back once I figure out, because they also don't need fertilizer right now, not for germination. So it doesn't need that right now. But I need to figure out what my ratio is gonna be for the comfrey tea. So there's that. So all right, we have planted that one back out. We're gonna push the light back down. If y'all hear hollering, it's my daughter. She is still in my living room. We had a whole conversation about her leaving my living room. She's still there. Her mattress and everything is still there. Don't you hate me? What?
Hey.
Ain't nothing.
Don't talk about me like I'm not right here.
Oh, I'm talking about you, babe.
That's disrespectful, mama.
Call it what you want to. Get out of my living room. All right, now on to this one. I'm not going to worry about pulling the old seeds out of here because they're small seeds anyway. So we're not going to worry about that. I'm not going to try to zoom in for you, but you should see the seeds. They look terrible. Like they have mold on them for one, and then for 2, they just was never gonna make it, y'all. They was never going to make it. So just like that, we are replanted. I am going to reset the days because now it's beeping. I'm not sure why. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's reset these days. So we're gonna take it down to 0, and then I can tell you exactly how many days it took for my stuff to germinate. There we go. All right, so we're good to go. It tells you your battery, it tells you the degrees, it tells you how many days to grow in, it gives you the time, it lets you know what mode you have it in. So you have herbs and veggies, and then you have flowers and fruit. It tells you your water level, how bright it is, whether your pump is operating or not. So it's pretty cool. I like it. It has an auto on and off for the newer one. The older model is just like you need to be checking it. It don't tell you nothing. Although there is an app for it. And then if you go in the app, let me see if I can show you. If you go in the app, it tells you. So that's the app with both of my things on it. And like this one, we're good. The larger one, we're good. Like literally there's no issues with the larger one. And then, oh, there's no issues with either one of them. They ain't growing nothing, so ain't nothing, there couldn't be no issue. So you can get the app and it'll tell you. So the one that is the larger one, you can actually tell it to water from your phone. So that's really cool too. But I really like growing in these. I've been growing in them for a couple of years. They were gifted to me, but if I didn't like them, I wouldn't keep using them. So if you are looking, you know, to do some indoor growing, I think that the Let Pot ones are a great option if you're looking to do that. So we will follow this. We will follow these mushrooms. We'll have more mushrooms coming. We're going to follow those quail eggs. Oh, do y'all want to see the babies? You want to see the babies? The babies will be moved next week. I'm going to move them to the other cage. And someone left a comment, and I appreciated it because it is something to think about. And I did think about it. They left a comment and they said, like, putting them in a cage, isn't that, you know, that's not really different from what the big meat production companies do, right? And so, yes, they're in a cage. My quail outside are also in a confined space. They don't free roam. They don't have a huge area because I'm in an urban space, right? But I think the way that I care for them matters too. And so I don't plan to overcrowd any cage that I put them in. I plan to feed them like I should. I plan to give them water like I should. I don't plan to allow them to sit and fight and like not move them out of the cage. I don't plan to do any of that. So for me, I feel fine doing that. But I do appreciate the comment because it did make me think. But I think that the way that they're cared for also plays a role in it. So I'm going to show you all the babies. Oh, and in case you were wondering about this tape, my thought is I can pull the tape off and put it back in order to get inside once things start fruiting. So that's why I cut the plastic and put the tape there. It's so ridiculous. But it just, if you didn't listen, I'm at home thinking of stuff and I was like, I'm gonna try that. And that saran wrap was cheap. It was like the Food Lion brand. Another thing I want to tell y'all. So this week I put a Facebook post up and I asked for pumpkins that people didn't want. This is what we have left. I have been giving them to the chickens. So they're getting a Thanksgiving treat too. I've been giving them to the chickens. So let me show you the babies. There they go. They're looking really good. I do need to clean their toad out right now. Yeah, their toad definitely needs to be clean. But there goes the babies. I'm just being honest with you. But they have their full waterer now. They have the full feeder. They are almost fully feathered. They're looking really good. It is about time for me to take the brooder out, the heater. Like, they don't really need that anymore. I'm probably going to give it another week or so because some of them don't look as big or as mature, even though I know they are because they all hatched at the same time. But I'm just giving them some time. The cardboard box was amazing. The cardboard box with leaves was absolutely amazing. Now, if I had put the shavings in there, I would have been, now it needs to be cleaned right now, which I'm probably going to do once I get off this video. But what I'm saying is, long before now, that would have needed to be cleaned. And honestly, I could just throw some leaves in there, but I really just want to change it, give them some new cardboard, give them some more leaves. But I could just throw some more leaves in there, kind of like a deep litter method, because the carbons is what's helping me. Okay, y'all, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit shorter than normal, but that was all I was doing today. I was supposed to be starting onion seeds, but I did not do that. We gonna have to do that on the next video. I need to start my onion seeds because I'm planning to plant them out sometime like late January. I did that before and it worked out really well. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all. Mama, you say hey. You say hey. Hey. She cooking. Bye, y'all.